Subject Empowerment Technologies. I am Carmela Sabra, your subject teacher. By the way, just call me Teacher Lala and I will be with you for the next 30 minutes. So prepare your modules 2 and 3 as well as your pen and paper because any moment we will begin with our lesson number 2. Today's topic is very exciting. But before that, let us have a little review on your previous lesson. Last week, Sir David opened your doorway in understanding information and communications technology or ICT, right? Its impact to humanity, current trends, and how different platforms, sites, and content were used to best achieve our specific objectives. He perfectly explained how World Wide Web evolved from being static to dynamic and expecting for the semantic state. Now that you have a deeper understanding of ICT, it is also important for you to learn online safety, security, ethics, and etiquette, as well as contextualize online search and research skills. So after this session, you are expected to number 1, apply online safety, security, ethics, and etiquette standards in the use of ICT. And number 2, to practice how to use the internet as a tool for credible search and information gathering. You already tried participating in trending online challenges or quizzes that encourage you to post information about your personal life. For example, you are challenged to post your full name and parents' name to check if you were relatives. Or posting of school you went to check also if you were schoolmate. Even challenged to post your favorites and hobbies, recent activities, and even uploading your identification card or ID. If yes, then you are at risk of being a victim of identity theft. How? Let us watch and listen to this news clip from GMA 24 Oras.
Mga kapuso, mag-ingat po kayo sa pagpo-post ng inyong mga ID o identification card sa inyong Facebook o kaya sa anumang social media account. Pati kasi ang mga ID na yan, posibleng magamit ng ilang masasamang loob para makapanloko. Gaya na nangyari sa isang estudyante sa kolehiyo, nakatutok si Cesar Apolinario.
Sa kanyang Facebook account, nag-post si Eliseo Miguel ng General Santos City noong nakaraang Huwebes. Gusto raw niyang makabili ng pipe motor o yung tambucho ng motorsiklo. Ilang sandali pa, may nag-message daw sa kanya sa FB at nag-alok ng pipe sa halagang 3,500 na karaniway 5,000 pesos daw mabibili sa merkado. Kinabukasan, November 22, nagkasundo na sila. Pero inusisa muna raw ni Miguel ang katransaksyon na nagpresenta raw ng driver's license bilang patunay ng kanyang katauhan.
Naghingi mo ng ID kaya i-present niya yung ID sa akin through Facebook.
Oo.
So sabi ko, sir, baka dayain mo ako. Bakit agad yan?
Okay.
Siya naman yung ID ko.
Oo. Pero yung ginagamit niyang FB din ang name.
Sir.
Ibang... Paano? Ibang
Facebook, sir.
Ang bayad, ipina-courier service ni Miguel sa nakanegosasyon niya sa FB. Pero matapos ito, wala naman daw siyang nakuhang tambucho. Lumalabas na ginamit lang ng suspect ang identity ng nasa driver's license. At hindi lang pala si Miguel ang naloko. Kaya ang biktima nag-post sa FB community page ng mga rider bilang babala laban sa may-ari ng lisensya. Nakausap ko ang tunay na may-ari ng lisensya, isang college student sa isang prestihiyosong universidad sa Maynila. Anak daw siya ng isang opisyal sa Caloocan. Mariin niyang itinanggi ang paratang. Wala raw siyang nakakatransaksyon sa Facebook at lalong hindi raw siya nagbebenta ng pipe. Noong November 21 daw, nasa eskwelahan siya at kinabukasan, buong araw daw niyang kasama ang kanyang barkada. Kaya nagulat daw siya nang makipag-ugnayan sa kanya sa FB si Miguel at paulit-ulit hinihingi ang pera nito.
Hindi rin naman ako nagbebenta eh. Tsaka wala sa ano ko yung yung pag-aaral ng motor.
Noong Oktubre, ipinost pala ng estudyante ang kanyang driver's license sa sobrang katuwaan na may lisensya na siya. Hinala niya, posibleng iyon ang ginamit ng biktima kay Miguel.
Ako yung pala-share ng mga kung ano sa Facebook. Kaya naisip akong i-post. So, ayun,
Hindi mo
pinost ko.
naisip na pwedeng gamitin to ng masasamang
No, wala namang ano. A month ago pa nga yun eh. Bago mangyari yung mga nangyari.
Ang ama ng may-ari ng lisensya makikipag-usap daw sa National Bureau of Investigation o NBI para matunton ang taong gumamit sa ID ng anak.
Dapat pa rin i-supervise ng mga magulang yung mga pag-FB, pag-internet ng mga anak, even they are college na, no? So para hindi ma-reveal yung kanilang identity, especially naglipa na ngayon yung mga scammers na tinatawag natin ngayon.
Cesar Apolinario, Nakatutok, 24 Oras.
Based on the news we have just watched and heard, do you agree that we are vulnerable of identity theft? Yes, you are right. We are all vulnerable in the internet and may become a victim of identity theft if we will not be careful on the things that we place in the cyberspace. You see, internet has made our life easier. Through internet, we, the users, can easily place, edit, and get information. Such power with just a click of our hands, right? Do you know Uncle Ben from a Spider-Man movie? What is his famous line?
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Can you relate this quote with the way we use the internet? With great power comes great responsibility. This means that we must be watchful of the information we share online, especially in social media or what we call SOCMED. The things you put in there might put you in harm in the end. To lessen the risk of being a victim of identity theft, always observe to keep your personal information private. So the next time you participate in a viral challenge, make sure that you avoid sharing these informations. Number 1, your name. When we say name, this includes your first name, middle name, and your last name. The second is your birthday. Third, address. Fourth, email address. Fifth, current and previous school. 6, home and cell phone numbers. 7, parents' name. And 8, your siblings' name. I repeat, remember to keep your personal information private. Now you know what not to share in the online world, right? How about your behavior in the virtual world? Do you behave in a way that you maintain your reputation? As digital citizens, we should not believe everything that we read, we heard, and we watch online. We must first understand the whole context and do fact-check. But what is a digital citizen? A digital citizen is a person who has the knowledge and skills to effectively use digital technologies to communicate with others, participate in society, and create and consume digital content. And as digital citizens who use the internet, there is a set of rules we have to follow in behaving properly online, and it is called netiquette. Netiquette is a coined word, net from the internet, and etiquette define a set of rules adhere to respect other users' views and display common courtesy when posting online. Virginia Shi presented the 10 core rules of netiquette. Number 1 rule in the netiquette, remember the human. Admit it or not, in expressing ourselves freely and boldly in cyberspace, we tend to become rude. We tend to forget that we are communicating with a real person with feelings and emotions like our own. To avoid hurting others, always remember the golden rule. Do not do unto others what you do not want others do unto you. Second rule, adhere to the same standards of behavior that you follow in real life. In real life, mostly are law-abiding citizens, since we are afraid of getting caught. However, it's a different scenario when we are in cyberspace, since there is a slim chance of getting caught. So we tend to lower our standard of personal behavior when we are in the virtual world. Remember that even online, there are still laws that we need to follow. So avoid doing anything that will harm anyone or anything online. Number 3 core rules of netiquette. Know where you are in cyberspace. According to she, netiquette varies from domain to domain. What is acceptable to you may not be acceptable to others. So it is important to know where you are and know the rules before you react and participate. Number 4 core rules of netiquette. Respect other people's time and bandwidth. Most people nowadays lead a busy life. So it is our responsibility to make sure that the time they will spend reading the things we write or post is worthy. Number 5 core rules of netiquette. Make yourself look good online. When we say look good online, it is not only physical but the quality of your writing. So always check for number 1, spelling or grammatical errors. 2, know what you are talking about and state it clearly. And number 3, always be pleasant and polite. Number 6 core rule of netiquette. Share expert knowledge. Sharing information is one of the capabilities of the internet. So, share what you know, but do not forget to put resources or references about your subject matter. Number 7, core rules of etiquette. Keep flame wars under control. Flame war or flaming is what people do when they express strongly held opinion without holding back any emotion. So for example, in your group, there are 2 or 3 people who exchange an angry post between one another. Remember, do not feed the flame. Instead, try to cool them down. Number 8, core rules of netiquette. Respect other people's privacy. Whatever you have read on the online world, be it in a group chat, Facebook page, or online discussion forum, or even in your email, remember to handle the information with care. Number 9 core rules of netiquette. Don't abuse your power. Earlier, I have discussed that we have so much power in cyberspace. However, it is not an excuse for you to take advantage of anyone. Remember of rule number 1, remember the human. And for our number 10 core rule of netiquette, be forgiving of other people's mistakes. Nobody is perfect, and not everyone has knowledge in virtual world. Every now and then, you will not intentionally break the core rules of netiquette. When this happens, practice kindness and forgiveness. If you want to correct them, do so privately. So those are the 10 core rules of netiquette by Virginia Shi. How many can you recall? Good job, my dear grade 11 students! You are learning well. Now it's time for you to know some tips on how to stay safe online.
Be mindful on what you share online. Do not just accept
Terms and conditions. Read them. Do not share your password with anyone. Create a good password. A good password consists of more than 8 characters, which is combination of alphanumeric characters and symbol. For example, uppercase letter Z, 1013, lowercase letter S, H, uppercase letter W, lowercase letter A. Do not talk to strangers, whether online or face-to-face. Never post anything about a future vacation. Add friends you know in real life. Avoid visiting and downloading from untrusted websites. If you have a Wi-Fi at home, make it private by adding a password. Install and update an antivirus software on your computer. Buy the software. Do not use pirated ones. Do not reply on suspicious emails. Keep your computer firewall on. Do not share unreliable information and plagiarize. Always give credits to the owner of the materials.
We have already learned a lot, but there are still so much to learn. Are you still focused? Okay then, I will give you 15 seconds for your personal necessities. And we are back! Now, going back with our lesson, I have emphasized a while ago that internet is a powerful tool for learning and communicating. Yet, there is danger on it. Again, as digital citizens, we should be aware of the different threats that we may encounter over the internet. Now allow me to introduce to you malware, spam, phishing, and hacker. These are the 4 online threats that we should all be aware of and how to avoid them when we are in the internet. Let us try to know them one by one. Let's begin with malware.
Malware stands for malicious software. This is the umbrella term used to refer to a variety of forms of harmful or intrusive software.
There are different types of malware that lure over the internet. We have virus, worm, Trojan, spyware, and adware.
Do you know that virus is actually an acronym? Virus stands for Vital Information Resource Under Siege. Virus replicates itself and transfer from one computer to another, either through internet, local networks, or data storage like flash drives and CDs. Viruses are typically attached to an executable file or a Word document. However, virus needs human intervention to replicate. Worm is another malware that also replicates itself but through a network. Some worm delete files while others interrupt the network functions and others send junk mail from infected computers. Trojan is another malicious program that disguises as a useful program, but will leave your PC unprotected and allows hacker to get your information once downloaded and installed. Spyware, on the other hand, is a program that runs in the background without you knowing it. Spyware has the ability to monitor what you are currently doing and typing through what we call key logging. While adware is a program designed to send you advertisements mostly as pop-ups.
The second internet threat that we will discuss is spam.
Spam is also known as junk mail. It is usually unsolicited email. It can be used to send malware. And the person who creates spam is called spammer.
And the third internet threat is phishing. It spells P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. Phishing.
Phishing is an attempt to acquire information by pretending to be trustworthy entity. Its goal is to acquire sensitive personal information like passwords and credit card details.
Aside from phishing, there is also what we call farming. Farming spells P-H-A-R-M-I-N-G. Farming.
Farming is a more complicated way of phishing. In farming, hackers attack on a website which directs user to another fictitious website.
And the last one is hacker. Can you tell me what a hacker is? You are right.
Hacker is a person or individual who is able to enter and control other people's computer without authorization. You can prevent entry of hacker by activating your computer's firewall.
Are you keeping with our lesson? Excellent! Just don't forget that we have discussed 4 online threats. We have malware, spam, phishing, and hacker. Now, can you give me the different types of malware? Very good! The different types of malware are virus, worm, trojan, spyware, and adware. Now we are done with our lesson on Module 2. I hope that you have learned a lot from our discussion and enjoyed learning as much as I do. And next time you use the internet, I am confident that you will be more vigilant about the different online threats, cautious enough to practice etiquette, and observe online safety and security at all times. In short, think before you click. Internet is said to be an information superhighway. Thus, information that we need is more likely already in the internet. It is just a matter of how to look for it and how to use information from the most credible sources. Online researching, whether personal or educational purposes, is already part of our daily lives. So, as online researcher, we should improve our skills in searching online. Here are the tips that you can use in conducting online research.
Number 1, have a question in mind. You really have to focus on a question you want to answer. Number 2, narrow it down. Be specific with the topic or idea you wish to search on. For example, if you want to search for animation of Tom Sawyer, it is better to use Tom Sawyer the animation rather than just Tom Sawyer. Number 3, use advanced search. Advanced search is a feature of search engines which is the best way to filter information. This feature will allow you to filter out information you do not need. Number 4, Look for credible sources. As a digital citizen, you have to evaluate the source of information. Number 5, give credit. If you are going to use information from a source for education purposes, give credit to the original author of the page or information.
And we are done with our lessons 2 and 3. I hope that you understand our lessons, and if there are any questions regarding the topics I have discussed, please don't hesitate to ask your subject teacher. For your activity, please go over with your modules 2 and 3 and answer the different activities intended for you from activities to assessment part. Once done, submit your activity sheets to your subject teacher. That ends our lesson. This is Teacher Lala. See you next time. God bless!